Hi everyone, in this video I will show you how to replace the in-tank fuel pump module on 1998 to 2004 Isuzu Rodeo SUVs. The vehicle used for this video is a 2001 model. To get started with this project, locate the fuse box under the hood and remove the fuel pump fuse. Turn the engine over for a few seconds to relieve the fuel pressure. Next, disconnect the negative battery cable. Next, lift the vehicle using a floor jack and place jack stands under the front control arms and under the rear axle for safety. Next, place a clean drain pan under the fuel filter located on the left frame rail close to the fuel tank and press on the hose clamp metal tabs with your fingers, slide the hose clamps back, and disconnect the supplied and return hoses shown on the screen. Next, detach the hoses from the plastic retainers shown on the screen. Next, follow the fuel vent hose that runs next to the fuel filler hose and remove the two bolts shown on the screen. Using a pair of pliers, compress the metal tabs of the filler hose and the vent hose clamps, slide the clamps back, and disconnect the hoses from the metal pipes. Next, place either an adapter plate or a piece of wood on top of the floor jack, slide it under the gas tank, and apply slight pressure. Start removing the bolts that fasten the skid plate that holds the gas tank to the frame. Go all the way around the skid plate and remove all the retaining bolts. Next, lower the floor jack slightly to expose the wire loom shown on the screen. Detach the wire loom from the plastic retainer and slowly finish lowering the fuel tank all the way to the ground. Disconnect the electrical connectors from the fuel pump module by pressing on the plastic tab and pulling on the connector at the same time. Once everything has been disconnected, slide the fuel tank from under the vehicle to have space to remove the fuel pump module. Before removing the fuel pump, clean the area around the retaining ring to avoid dirt from entering the fuel tank. Disconnect the fuel lines by pressing on the blue tabs with your fingers and pulling the line away from the fuel pump module at the same time. Using a brass punch and a hammer, unlock the retaining ring by turning it counterclockwise. Finish loosening the retaining ring by hand. Next, remove the fuel pump module by pulling on it straight up and tilt it sideways to clear the float as you pull the module all the way out from the fuel tank. Empty the gasoline from the old fuel tank module into a clean drain pan. Next, remove the old seal. Clean the surface and install the new seal that came with the new fuel pump module. Proceed to install the new module in the reverse order it was removed, making sure that the alignment tab slides into the notch on the fuel tank. Once the new fuel pump module is aligned with the tab and is in all the way, install the lock ring and turn it using the brass punch and a hammer until it locks in place. Next, apply petroleum jelly to the fuel ports before connecting the fuel lines to avoid damaging the seals and causing a fuel leak. Also, make sure that you push the lines in straight as you connect them to the new fuel pump module. Next, finish installing all the components in the reverse order they were removed. Before lowering the vehicle to the ground, install the fuel pump fuse back on. Reconnect the battery cable and start the vehicle for a few seconds and turn it off. Verify that there are no fuel leaks and the fuel gauge works correctly. If everything looks good, you're done. And that's how simple it is to replace the fuel pump module on 1998 to 2004 Isuzu Rodeo SUVs. Take care.